back and welcome to the I Am Stand Back YouTube channel. You guys are tuned in for another episode of, you guys see it right there, Eye in the Sky. And for those of you that might be your first time, what is Eye in the Sky? Well, that is where we come to do a deep dive into the NFL film to help you guys make sure that you are the smartest ones in the room. And you guys sit down on the couch for Sunday, actually if it'll be Thursday, Friday, and Sunday this week, you guys would need to make sure that you guys are locked in and loaded so that you guys can look for the details that some of your friends may not be privy to. So I'm going to make sure that you guys have that information, and we're going to continue to do that and bring that knowledge to you. But to ensure that we continue to do that, I need you guys to go ahead and follow my YouTube channel. Make sure you guys are locked in and loaded. We're going to continue to bring some hotness to you in that regard. Now, let's go ahead and do a deep dive. What is on the docket this week? Well, my eyes are going to be locked in on the Dallas Cowboys versus the Cleveland Browns. For those of you that don't know, I do a lot of work for the Dallas Cowboys on the media side, so a lot of the videos may pertain to them. That doesn't mean that I'm biased. It just means that that's where a lot of my attention is throughout the week. But big matchup in that game. The rookie left tackle, Tyler Guyton out of Oklahoma, first-round draft pick for the Dallas Cowboys, will be starting, and he's going to be going against the GOAT in the league right now, Myles Garrett, the defensive end for the Cleveland Browns, who just happens to be the league defensive MVP and just happens to be the league sack master. So if you're going to have a first day at the job, that's not the man that you want to face. Or if you're a competitor, it might be the man that you want to face so that you can find out exactly where you are. But either way, it's going to be a tough matchup for Tyler Guyton. But let's go ahead and take a look at some of the things that Guyton does or he did in the preseason that may help him, some of the things he needs to learn from, and then let's take a look at what makes Myles Garrett so good and what he brings to that defense. So let's go ahead and do a dive straight into the film. We're going to go look here on the left side of your screen. All right, I'm actually going to go here. Okay, boom. We're going to look at the left side of your screen. Tyler Guyton right here. This is one of the few matchups that he had, okay, versus the ones in preseason. So this is him versus Max Crosby on this particular play. Now, again, it's not a lot to look at here, okay, but we're going to take a look at it either way. Boom, let's go ahead and snap the ball. It's going to be a little bit of a false start here, but one thing that you see him doing a good job of is having a good base. You see his feet right here. He's squared up. He's not turning his shoulders to the sideline. Bam, he gets his eyes. He sees the stunt. You guys can see his eyes immediately go straight to He's locked in and loaded right here on Max Crosby, but he recognized that Max Crosby stopping his rush. So now he literally gets his eyes right here on the next man. Okay, that's a really good job by the young fella of getting his eyes on the prize. Okay, and because of that, they are unable to run a successful stunt. Boom, he's able to lock in on his next man. You guys see how seamless that was. He literally goes from Max Crosby. Okay, that's his man. He recognizes that the stunt is occurring. Once he recognizes the stunt occurs, all right, let me go ahead and get up here. Boom, play it. Bow. Now his hands go immediately. He shoots his hands. Bow, bow, right here to the inside chest plate of the next man that's coming in on the TE stunt. Okay, really good job by Tyler Guyton. Having disciplined eyes, having a good foundation with his feet. You guys see it right here. His feet are in good place. His hands are in a good place. His eyes are in the right place. He is doing his job. And again, this is versus the ones for the Las Vegas Raiders. And we know that they have a really good pass rush. So really good rep by him. Okay, we're not going to do too much diving in, all right, because he didn't have a lot of really quality reps, but I like what I see out of this young man. Now, let's go ahead and flip it, okay? Flip it, right over to the other dude. Who is this dude he's going against? Well, he is the monster among men. And no, I'm not talking about Brock Strowman, okay? He's going to be right here in the middle of the defense. Number 95. If you don't know who he is, you guys need to look him up, and you guys, I'm sure, will find out this weekend. But right here, he is not always going to line up on one side. He's going to line up at both defensive end positions. They're also going to find him that make sure that he has the best matchup on the field. They want him to be winner. They want him to be the winner of this defense. So right here, they line up. That tackle is lined up against this defensive end who's in a wide nine technique. All right, he's in his way out here. He's in no man's land. Okay, he has all this space to try to run this curve, but that's exactly what they're trying to do. They're trying to stretch the offensive line out. So you have this tackle's responsible for that DN. This guard's responsible for that defensive tackle. This tackle's responsible for that DN. This guard has to turn out to that. That looks like a linebacker. So these guys are in a 3-4. And then you have Myles Garrett right here, who is literally going to be ISO'd on the center. Okay, it's not the best situation. We see Dan Quinn do this with Micah Parsons last year. It is a good matchup for the defense because we know that when these guys decide to go wide, he has to turn out to him. When he decides to go wide, okay, try to get at the quarterback, he has to turn out to him. Same thing on this side. Go wide, okay, has to turn out to block. He's going to shoot this gap, all right? He has to turn out to go here. That leaves literally Myles Garrett right in the middle of your screen for an ISO against a center who is not capable of sticking somebody of that athleticism. But let's go ahead and see it play out a little bit. So this dude is literally going to go Allen Iverson on this play, okay? AI right in the middle. Boom, you see him dribbling, snap count, bow. What did I just say? Everybody's going to do. Turn out. Everybody's eyes is away. That's going to allow Myles Garrett to have this one-on-one matchup. Now that he has this one-on-one matchup, I want you guys to pay close attention to his footwork. Myles Garrett is literally going to stick this foot in the ground and he's going to drive off of that. He's going to use that to go vertical now, okay, against this center. And what he's looking for is he's just trying to get the center to turn his shoulders. I'm going to pause it right when it happens. Boom. You see the move, right? I'm going to put it in reverse one more time. Left foot, bow, in the ground, okay? What did I say? Force against the ground, okay? So force against the ground is going to allow him to go where? Now he's going to be able to shoot this gap with power, all right? Now that that's happened, now let's take a look at what happens. Boom, puts that foot in the ground. Now he hits him with the AI. What do we say? He needs to pick one side. Now he has that, okay? He's done that. He has his center turning his shoulders. Where are the other guy's eyes? That way, locked in. This center's eyes are now to the sideline. That is not where you want to be against Myles Garrett. He is too powerful of a man. Once he gets you on one side, he is literally going to dip his shoulder. He's going to drive through with all that power, with that base. You guys see his low pad level right here. He does a really good job of making sure he finds the leverage, wins the leverage, and then stays down into it and drives through you. Right here on this play, let's finish it out. Bow, doesn't get the sack, but the rest of his team gets there. Okay, he's a monster. He's a monster among men. Again, that's one play. I'll give you guys one more play. We'll dive into it. All right, now you guys see him on the left side of your screen. This is when you try to chip on him. What happens? Most teams, when you have a really good defensive end, your approach is to try to get a chip. Okay, that means that your tackle is going to be man-to-man on that guy, and then you're going to bring your running back to help out and try to knock that one side of him, right? Just like he just tried to choose a side on that center, he's going to try to choose a side on the tackle. Well, that side that's hanging outside of the tackle's shoulder, that running back's job is to literally go and chip that with his shoulder and try to knock him back on the tackle to help that tackle out on this ISO block. So that's your typical strategy against a really good defensive end. I'm actually going to flip this so you guys can see a little bit better. Okay, now he's going to be over here on your right side. Okay, let's pay attention to this. You guys see the running back? Boom. What happens here? Boom. Let me get it back. There he goes again with that jab step. Okay, look at his leverage. Foot in the ground. It's going to allow him to get back outside. Okay, that's what he's trying to do. Now, we talked about who's going to do what. This running back is trying to come up and chip right here on the shoulder just to help out a little bit, okay? By doing that, it's going to allow that tackle an opportunity that he physically wouldn't have versus a dominant Myles Garrett. So foot in the ground. Now he's choosing a side on that tackle. Where do we say we don't want the tackle's eyes to go? We don't want those eyes to the sideline. That's exactly where they're at. But luckily, this tackle has who? The tackle has the running back. The running back's going to come out and help him out a little bit. Or does he? We're going to see. Boom. Play happens. Now, running back's exactly where he's supposed to be. He gets a chip. But it doesn't matter because Myles Garrett just runs straight through it for the sack. That's how dominant of a player this dude is. Now that I broke it down, I want you guys to see it in real time. Again, eyes right here on the right side of your screen. I'm going to play it through. Boom, upfield, boom. Runs through the chip, grabs the quarterback, sacks him down, stands up, celebrate. That is who you guys are dealing with this week in Myles Garrett. Again, he's a monster. He's a beast. He's somebody that you have to go and you have to attack. You cannot be on the receiving end. It's really difficult for tackles to go ahead and face him man-to-man because he goes so far outside of his wide 9, wide 11 techniques. He's making up techniques, but he forces you by leverage to make you turn your shoulders. And if you don't have sound feet and you don't have good hands, he's going to win that matchup against you. So that's what's coming against the Cowboys this week. Myles Garrett, keep your eyes on him, 95 versus number 60, Tyler Guyton at the left tackle position. I can't wait to watch it. My bold prediction, I think the young fella's going to hold up. I think Myles Garrett going against Tyler Guyton is going to face somebody that he doesn't really expect. Tyler Guyton has a lot of grit. I think Myles Garrett might get him on a couple plays, but I don't think they're going to result in necessarily a sack. And I think Mike McCarthy's going to try his best to make sure that Tyler Guyton has all the help in the world. But I can't wait to see it. That was the eye in the sky. You are now the smartest one in the room. We'll see you guys next time. We gone.